Greetings and welcome to the Passion to Profit podcast with your host, Teresa Gamble. Today, we are very excited. Today, we want to go over and teach you how to make your passion into a profit. There are several people that have been doing business for a long time. Some people are just doing it as a hobby. Some people are doing it because they're being asked. Others are trying to make a profit or a living out of it by doing things to service their community because you're passionate about your community, people, your church, your family, your co-workers, and your friends. Well, CRPC Consulting want to take this opportunity to encourage you. You can monetize that passion. And in this podcast series of 4, we're going to teach you how to do so. First, you need to find out what your true passion is because a lot of us are gifted and talented in so many things. But in this podcast, we just want to focus on your top 3. So jot down a piece of paper if you can. Write down your top 3 passions. If you're driving, I don't want you to do so. I want you to focus and just listen. Write down your top 3 passions, what you're good at that you can do with your eyes closed. You don't need no instructions. You're asked to do it, or you see a problem and you just go after it and you launch after it and you just do it and execute it, and you get rave reviews for doing it because it was so simple and easy for you to do. So let's write down those top 3. To give you an example, my top 3 is I love events, special events. I love doing events, bringing people together, uniting people together. I also love to help people when they're struggling, they have a problem and they think that's all to it. There's anything else left to do to solve that problem, how to innovate it, how to make it better, how to see beyond the surface. That's something I like to do. That's another passion. And the third one, I always love teaching. I believe in helping people to work smarter and not harder, because sometimes we work so hard and it's very simple, but we stuck in our own way sometimes when we don't want to see the simple things. We think, what, that's all it took? Yes, a lot of times that is all it took. So what you did and took and learned for years to do, why not get paid for it in 30 minutes or even an hour? Take that investment that you have made to learn that craft, whether you self-taught, whether you went to school, whether somebody mentored you or you was in an apprenticeship and they showed you, let's take that passion and let's turn it into a profit. So you got your 3 top passions down? Good. Now let's go to the next thing. Once you get the top 3 down, now what type of product or service are you going to sell? Product is something tangible. It can be cartridges, it can be candles, it can be toothpicks, it can be DVD players. Intangible is services, consultation, coaching, counseling, online services, mobile app, things of that nature. Those are intangible services. So let's figure out, you got your 3 passions. Now by each one, is it going to be a product or is it going to be a service? You got that yet? So now you got your passion written, you have your determine whether it's a product or service. Now, what industry in it? Will you be in technology? Will you be in food service? Will you be in entertainment? Will you be a consultant? Are you a teacher? Are you a child care provider? Are you an industrial worker, landscaping? Are you a truck driver in transportation? Just think about, these are different industries that exist that you need to align your passion, your product or service, and now with your industry. Ain't that simple? It's very simple, but a lot of times we look at it being very complex and it's really not. So this Passion and Profit podcast, we are helping you to draw and pull that passion out of your mind, out of your day to day, because we good with our hands. We good as being a doer, but let's apply thinking without doing so we can be ambidextrous. So now that you got your 3 top passions written, you wrote by each one, whether it's a product or service. All 3 can be both. All 3 can be services. All 3 can be products. But to be able to monetize and create revenue streams, I will have a mixture of 2, because you have different types of customers. You have some customers, they want a product, and others, they want a service. They want something simple that you have to scale or streamline to accommodate those type of customers. In our later podcast, we're going to talk about who is your customer as well. So you may want to keep that in mind when you're developing your passion, aligning products and services, and then now determining what industry. Now we got those 3 things intact. So now we have to do our research and development. Now we know what we need to research for in the industry. For instance, for consulting, professional services, I will need to research what type of consultant would I be. For me, it's I do a lot with businesses. So a lot of businesses I consult and coach, or I meet, or I network with, they're trying to get other things done in their business that's not in my lane, that's not my strength. So created a service of relationship building. That is my matchmaking vendor resources, where I know someone that has the service or product that they need to solve their problem. Same for you with your top three passions. What problem were they solving? And then once you identify what they're solving, then you can package it into a product or service to offer to your current, future, or former clients. So now, with that I know that I do a lot with B2B, business to business relationship building. That is one of the services that I'm aligning for those customers who I can't help. So it's like I'm not physically providing the service, but I'm connecting them with someone who can. So their problem gets solved and I get a referral fee for doing that service. So I'm just not giving the referral free information free. I am collecting a profit at the same time. And that's something we are very complacent about not doing when we're giving out referrals. Because if you get the referral out, the person you referring them to gonna make the profit, but what did you make because you referred them? Is that person you referred gonna remember you and pay you? Or the person they acquired the business, are they gonna compensate you? So you gotta make sure you include that your revenue streams and you're paid your value and your worth, because without you, they would have never got to that referral. So now we talked about your top three passions. We talked about whether it's a product or service. We identified what industry your product or service, your passion lies in, and how to monetize it. And then from there you need to be do your research. What trade association, what organizations can you go to obtain that continuous education so you can stay relevant and say so your business does not die, so your customers can stay with you. The goal with acquiring customers is for long-term residual customers. Residual customers keeps residual revenue coming in. But if you only do a service for them one time and do not innovate your products and services to keep them, then they're going to look somewhere else and you're going to lose that revenue. And then you're going to have to focus on replacing that revenue you lost with that customer. So you need to be strategic. Do your research. What in the past customers have bought from you the most? What is the demand? And how can you innovate it from your competitors? So, in this podcast, we're talking about your passion, how to identify it, what is a product or service, knowing what the industry codes are. And now we have got those three steps. So, now we need to create a visual board to transfer that information from your brain and what you do every day, and let's get it on paper. That is very hard for entrepreneur and creative people to do. It's a brain dump to get the information out of their head, what they do every day, on a piece of paper. So that's what this podcast is going to help you do, is to extract that information from your thoughts, extract what you do physically with your hands and with your team, and we're going to put it on paper. So you're going to put passion 1, 2, and 3. You're going to get a trifold poster board. And for each fold, you're going to put passion 1, 2, and 3. And underneath, you're going to get them old school magazines, some magazines to describe the products and services for those three passions. And then you're going to write descriptions by each one of them, what it is, what problem is solved, and what value you can provide to your customer in giving them this product or service, and how much you are charging currently for it. Then once you get it on the vision board, on the poster board with the magazine articles, and then you're going to transfer it into a PowerPoint presentation. Well, you may say, whoa, I am not good and savvy at technology. That is an Achilles heel for a lot of entrepreneurs. We are scared and intimidated using technology. But in order for you to stay relevant in your industry, regardless what it is, you need to use technology. Microsoft is one of my community partners, and they offer free one-on-one sessions. They offer free classes in their store. So you need to research and find a nearest Microsoft store. Go on their website in your area and click on in-store events to see what classes are coming up. They also have a Microsoft.education.microsoft website where you can take online classes to learn how to do all their software products, because believe it or not, you probably use them every day on the computer or on a former job and didn't realize it. If it's Microsoft Word, PowerPoint, Excel, Publisher. These are things that Microsoft created. They are different software programs that you're going to need as an entrepreneur. So take the initiative to learn and get the educational technology. Some public libraries offer computer classes. You just need to do your research and find out where to hone on your skills. So I will go somewhere that they have technical help to help you transfer that vision board from the poster board and magazine pictures into a PowerPoint presentation. In doing this, you can actually see what your passion is, what it looks like, how to articulate it, and also to be able to display it to former, current, and future clients. So this is your host today. I hope this first episode podcast series of Passion to Profits has helped you, inspired you to get started with really monetizing your passion, where you can increase your revenue streams and become a full-fledged entrepreneur where you can generate and write your ticket. So if you need any strategic consulting or coaching, CRPC Consulting have those services. You will have to email or call to inquire for pricing. It's Teresa G at crpcconsultingllc.us or 904-235-6672. Again, this is your host, Teresa Gamble. We are so excited launching this podcast, Passion and Profits, episode 1, series 1 of 4. Make sure you do your homework. Let's brain dump. Let's get that passion out your head and off your hands, and let's put it visually so we can see what we're working with, so we can be ready for our 2020 vision. Stay tuned. See you soon.